kite. The reason it's a kite is because it has two pair of consecutive. What was those little tick marks mean? Congruent. Consecutive congruent sides. Number 12. Number 12 is quadrilateral because it has four sides and it has opposite sides congruent. A parallelogram. Are there some other rules for parallelogram? Opposite angles are congruent. Consecutive angles are supplementary. Diagonals bisect each other. And then as we start adding to that, we get other things. Like if the diagonals bisect each other and they're congruent, now I've got a rectangle. If they bisect each other and they're perpendicular, now I've got a square. If they're perpendicular, I've got a rhombus. Just perpendicular. But then I can go to a square by having be part of a rectangle, part of a rhombus, bring it together, that's a square. Down here at the bottom, number 13. And number 13, isosceles trapezoid, two sides are parallel, two sides aren't parallel. The two sides that aren't parallel because it's isosceles. What's the word isosceles mean? How many is congruent? Two sides are congruent. Okay, because think about that. I got an isosceles triangle. There's an isosceles right triangle that we talked about that was an important issue to us. Guys, you'll learn more about this next year in geometry. This will be a special triangle where one of the sides is x, the other side is x. Anybody remember the x on the, very good, x on the square root of 2. That was a special triangle. But anyway, this says 3 vertices are shown, the figure below. If I come over here and I need to find the figure below, it looks like it'd be right there. I could test that by doing the distance. The distance is here. Oh, wait a minute now. That would be for a parallelogram, isn't it? This is supposed to be a trapezoid. Yeah. So I got to be in here somewhere. So it looks like it's -3, -9. Is it -3, -9, -3, -8? Okay, how will I test if it's -3, -8?
Do the slope formula.
Or the distance formula. I gotta have, what do I know about parallel lines? Same slope, so I gotta check the slopes. So I go y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Or I gotta check the distance formula. D equals square root of x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. And I can see it that they're the same distance. That this is the same distance as this. So it turns out that that's C. All right. 14 says explaining how you know 3 angles are congruent and then write an equation. Okay, first of all, based on the tick marks here, is there any way it can be side angle side? No, so I can eliminate both of those. So it has to be side, side, side. Now look at it, and let's make sure we understand how we got side, 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 because I have 3 sides in a row, 3 sides in a row. 2 of them are the same, so this is one of those triangles that we were just like talking about. This is an isosceles triangle that's not necessarily right, but it is an isosceles triangle. Again, it's isosceles because 2 sides are equal. So now 8, the tick marks say x minus 3 equals 8. If x minus 3 equals 8, how do I solve that for x? Add 3, so my answer is x equals 11. So x is 11 here. So it's C. Choose a figure below that satisfies the definition of a kite. Based on the tick marks. Don't get tricked by this one. Letter A is a parallelogram. Opposite sides are congruent. There's nothing that tells me that that's 490. Coach Hill, those look like 90 degree. Don't go on that. Can't go on that. That's opposite sides are congruent. This is 4 congruent sides. Everybody in the room looks at this picture right here and goes, that's a square. Guys, it's not a square. It's a rhombus. The reason it's a rhombus is because it has 4 congruent sides. This right here is 2 sides are congruent. There's nothing here that tells me that's parallel. I just have 2 congruent sides. Or I have D, consecutive, 2 pair of consecutive congruent sides. Refer to the following, number 16 here says, refer to the figure shown. Which of the following statements are true? So I have HI is congruent to JK, so I put some tick marks in there, and I have IJ is congruent to LK, so I go around through here. I just want to check that all of this stuff is in the same order. So I want to check that HIJ, okay, K, can that be it? Look, HIJ, and then this says K. Yes or no?
Yes.
No, that can't be it. I can cross out this side, side, side. I can probably cross out ASA. What does ASA stand for? Crossed out angle, side angle. So how some of you guys did on the EOCT. Y'all had that one box that you can mark and it would check, it would cross them out on those T's the other way. That's a good way to solve this problem because you just logically inductive or deductive. Deductive. I'm just using deductive reasoning here to figure out that these aren't the answer. Anybody? These 3 aren't the answer. Then B must be. Just what I want you to do, what I want you to start doing is understand if you go HIJ, then over here it should be the same order. So H, the right angle is IJ, and then JKL by side angle side. So 16 is B. Anybody remember mode? Which one? C, 18. Don't forget, you could have 2 modes. Don't forget, when you find the median, what's the first thing you have to do? Put them in order. And then also. There you go. You add them. If I want to subtract them, that's to find the range. All right, the coordinates of the quadrilateral PQRS, what does it describe? So I went -3, 0. I went 0 up 4. Over here I went 4, 1. And 1, -3. So I got to figure out what this stuff is. And then do some. Yeah, I can tell that it's not a rectangle rhombus or something. So it might not be a bad thing to do the distance formula between these two. Do the distance formula between those two, you'd be okay. And I believe it's D, a parallelogram. Although it could be a wrong, how could I check to see it? How could I check what would one of those angles right there have to be? 90. What would I do with the slopes for it to be 90? Okay, no, they wouldn't be congruent. If the slope of a line was AB, the slope of the line perpendicular. Nobody? That means perpendicular, negative B over A. Perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slope. Guys, it's called negative reciprocal. I'll stop right here in just a second. The sum of the measures of interior angle of a convex polygon. By the way, this will be a good time right now before it comes up. This asks for the interior angles, and there's a formula. Anybody remember the formula? What's n minus 2? 4 minus 2 is Times 180? So C. Might be a good time also to mention, exterior angle. Wow. 8 people enter a race. 8 people enter a race. If there are no ties, in how many ways can the first 2 places come out? So are they asking how many people can finish first or second? Just any way up there? Or do they want the... Yeah. So how many people can finish first? 8. How many people are left to finish second?
7. 8 times 7 is 6.
Anybody? All right, that's 11 through 20. I'm going to stop it right here. I'll post it on the web. I'll show you where I'm going to post it on the website, and then we'll pick back up. If we don't finish today, I'll make some copies now. If we don't finish, you can check the rest of the answers because I'll do the same thing in my next period class. Hold on.